Hello everyone and welcome back. Now I just recorded your love message for the Twin Flame Collective, and this is a Divine Feminine message, so I'm not sure which one will come out first, but this is one I feel that has come through because I've had so many messages from Divine Feminines who have been feeling a real dip in their energy lately. They don't know why. They've been feeling really good, and then suddenly they've just had a dip and feel really down, and almost like they're feeling sadness and stuck energy out of nowhere when they don't know where it's come from. So I did promise many of them that I've spoke to that I'm going to do this reading for them. So I'm going to also ask Archangel Michael to assist me with this message. I'm going to use my Oracle of the Rose deck as well. And what I have been saying to a lot of Divine Feminines, first of all, there's a lot of weight Divine Feminine have to carry, not just for the masculine energy, but also we have the Divine Feminine carries a lot of weight of the world. And what I mean by that is especially empath, Divine Feminines who are very powerful empaths. I have a tendency to carry a lot of pain and burdens that are not our own. And in the world right now, there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of negativity going on, a lot of stuff going on that really makes us wonder about the world. You know, it's like there's so much negativity and chaos going on. And as much as we are trying to focus on the positives and the push forward into the higher timeline and bring it to that beautiful golden age, we have to also be aware that there is people who are suffering in many ways as well. So I feel there's that. I feel there's a lot of like emotional baggage that Divine Feminine are carrying, whether you know it or not. You do carry a lot of the grief and the suffering for a lot of the collective energies in the world. So, but also your masculines, I feel, are going through a lot as well. For many, your masculines are really going into that sort of really dark energy, and especially with this full moon in Scorpio coming up, a huge death and rebirth. This is like the resurrection code kind of energy that we hear a lot of people talking about as well, where the masculines are really having to go through the dark to come out, that sweat lodge energy to come out into the light again. So a lot of you have been feeling your masculine's emotions as well. And I know because I connect with the masculine energy every single day. And so I do feel there has been a lot of heavy heart chakra stuff, root chakra clearing, lots of stuff going on for the masculines where Divine Feminines will have been feeling that. So all that is a lot to deal with, and especially when we're going through the transitional period, there's a lot of changes going on within our physical bodies. You might have more ear ringing going on, so it's because your body's trying to connect now to higher frequencies. It's almost like you've always been capable of connecting to you've always been capable of achieving connection to these higher frequencies. But it's only now you're starting to be recalibrated to be able to align with those higher frequencies. So your ear ringing might be getting more, you might be feeling more physical changes. You might feel really tired where you have to sleep more. You might suddenly be feeling a bit negative and you don't know why. It's so important for the Divine Feminines just to, and I know it's difficult, but you have to keep trying to do something to change up your energy, whether that's playing music, playing healing music, listening to a podcast you enjoy, art, dancing, cooking, anything at all that actually raises your vibration again. Because as I say, there is a transitional period taking place. It's almost like we're crossing a threshold right now, and the Divine Feminines are the ones that are sort of grounding that energy in to the next what's the best word to put this? It's like if you're crossing a bridge, you're the one that wants to make sure that everything is grounded into that the next stop on the bridge, or the next step on the, you know, if you step over something, you want, I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say, but I'm just picturing, like, you know, when you step over something and you don't want to fall backwards, or you don't want to roll down the hill or something, you have to kind of ground in, you know, like if you're mountaineering or something, you would dig that spike in to make sure you don't fall backwards. And I feel the Divine Feminine is like that spike into the mountain where you're giving yourself some support. But I feel the Divine Feminine energy is the support. So I'm going to ask Archangel Michael to connect with me a bit in this message. And it was so funny because yesterday morning I woke up with the song School's Out by Alice Cooper. And usually when I wake up with songs, I connect it to the Divine Masculine, but I felt it was more for the Divine Feminine. Because I do feel right now there's a lot of tests coming through for Divine Feminine. It's almost like, and I said this to a lovely lady I connect with a lot, and I said this to her recently in a phone call. I said I feel it's almost like, you know, graduation's coming up and we're just having to go back and finalise anything that we didn't get an A+ on, anything that we might just have got like an A on or a B. It's almost like the Divine want us to get that A+. They want us, you know, like when you sit an exam and they say, oh, you passed, but you did get 4 questions wrong, but you still passed. You're like, oh, I wish I'd got all my questions right. You know, I wish I got 100%. So I feel this is kind of Divine Feminines are getting some final tests as well. Just hearing that School's Out song by Alice Cooper makes me think there were still some final lessons to be learned for many. Certainly around money and value, and how you yourself are not valued by how much money you have. That is an important lesson for Divine Feminines to learn. Masculines too, but Divine Feminines have to learn that first and foremost, because a lot of Divine Feminines feel like in order for their masculine to want to return to them, they have to have a lot of wealth, they have to have like a good job, they have to, especially for those of you that have felt that you weren't good enough for your masculine, if you didn't have enough money or something, or you didn't have you know, you didn't make as much money or something like that. So I feel it's important for a lot of Divine Feminines to understand that your value as a person is not measured by your bank account. Your value as a person is what you bring to this world and what you bring to other people. So just remember that your value is not measured by money. That's a 3D view on life. Your true value to this world and to your masculine is based on your love. Everything you bring, your light, your love, your compassion, your ability to love and be loved is much more valuable. So there's that as well, which a lot of you could be going through that test right now, which means you might be losing money, or you might, I feel like for many of you, you have to hit rock bottom before this full moon energy hits. So if you've been like thinking, oh, everything's going well, my life's going well, then a sudden dip, it's for a reason. So, and I feel before this full moon comes in on the 1st of May, which is a huge transformative time, just look at your situation, and if you are going through a little negative blip, or you're finding things a bit harder, then just know this cycle could be coming to an end for many of you. And with this full moon on the 1st of May, this could be your chance here to look at anything at all that you still haven't fully dealt with or closed out, or, you know, actually understood. Because understanding why things have happened is all part of your learning process as well. So not just to do with your masculine, but to do with anything in your life, like why, you know, to do with like your family or anything like that, to do with a job, whatever. There's something here that may be final lessons to be learned by the Divine Feminine before we move into this full moon energy. So Archangel Michael, is there anything you wish to add here to this message of why so many Divine Feminines could be struggling right now? Archangel Michael has been with me this entire message. I believe he has been adding his energy to this message, but I want to just ask him as well. Okay, the Rose Without Thorn card came out, and Archangel Michael just says it's a time to stand in your truth, whatever that means to you. The truth of anything you have been denying to yourself is so important as well. Like if you have been avoiding the truth of a situation because you couldn't handle the pain or the upset that came with it, it's time to stand in your truth and to see the truth. Because, and don't be afraid to let your emotions out, good or bad. Or, you know, if you need to get mad, if you need to get annoyed, don't worry about your frequency dropping, because sometimes you have to let those negative emotions out. That's all part of dealing with your shadow as well. So there's something here about don't worry, like don't panic if you're feeling like down or low. Just look at the facts, look at the truth, and find out what could be causing it. You know, just go to just get right to the point, because there's usually a reason for it. And if you can't find an actual physical reason for it, then trust it's your masculine, or you're picking up on some energy that's not entirely yours. And in which case it's a time to ground your energy, ask Archangel Michael to clear your auric field, and make sure there's no cords or attachments connecting to you from negativity from the past, or anyone from the past that's trying to cling to you. But either way, just know that things are going to get better, okay? Rose without thorns, you have a right to your joy, your peace, and the sweetness of life. So, oh my goodness, my throat chakra tonight. I just feel this is saying that it's a time to let go of anything that is not worthy of the journey ahead. You know, like if you were told you could pack a little bag, and you were going on a long journey and you only had a little small bag, and to only take the things that were going to make you happy, that were going to really, really help you and be useful to you on the journey. And the things in this bag were going to be the things that truly enhanced your journey and made things better. Like, for example, you're not going to put, you're not going to put a brick into your knapsack, because that's not very helpful. It's just heavy to carry and it's not going to be useful. Why would you put a brick in your knapsack anyway? But those kind of things, you get the point. So I just feel Archangel Michael is just overridingly saying you are ready for this next stage of your journey. You are ready for this joy and peace and this peaceful time to come in. But first of all, you just have to stand in your truth and face anything you've not wanted to face. Open, say yes, expand through the darkness, and trust your life's journey. And that's what I was just saying about going through the darkness. You have to go through the darkness. You have to allow yourself to feel those darker emotions, those negative emotions. Because I used to be the world's worst for that, where I'd be like, do you know what? I don't want to feel sad. I don't want to feel upset. I'm just trying to stay upbeat and positive. No, that's the wrong thing to do. That's the worst thing to do. In fact, for years, I always held everything in, because I thought, you know what, if I don't face it, if I don't think about it, it'll go away. And I can just stay positive. And that was toxic positivity, because even though I wanted to, even though inside I felt heartbroken and I just wanted to cry for hours and, you know, like, tell the world how broken I was, I would see people and I would just be happy and yeah, everything's good, everything's fine, thanks for asking. But it wasn't good and it wasn't fine. And it broke me eventually. It was just like, it caused a spontaneous combustion in me, which all culminated in my full moon in Scorpio 2022 shock to the system, full-fledged. It was just like it was like a sledgehammer. It was like a sledgehammer. I've had lots of awakenings in my life, obviously near-death experiences as a child, and you know, I've always been able to see orbs of light and stuff like that as a child. So my spiritual side has always kind of been there. But whoa, the Scorpio full moon in 2022, this time 4 years ago, knocked me for six. It really did plunge me into this dark time of my life. But it was also the time that pushed me into this time of my life. Finding the joy and the peace and the happiness in life again. So, and I know it's hard, I always say to friends, I know it's hard when you're experiencing like a downtime and you're feeling negative and you're finding it hard to get back up, but you just have to know it's all part of the journey. And when you actually look at what's causing that, when you think, you know, you actually have to ask your soul, why am I feeling this way? And if you need to cry, cry. If you need to forgive someone from the past, do it. Whatever you have to do, because this is us getting to a crucial point now where we're about to move into the next stage of our divine path, our divine journey, into this beautiful new earth frequency. And you have to just, anything that's causing you negativity, you have to face it, because that's the important part of your healing as well. The mystic rose, compassion, devotion, humility, humanity, and grace. Now, I'm just hearing for yourself, because so many people on this journey, they show that to everyone else, because they go, you know, I'm a divine feminine, I'm an empress, I'm a priestess of the rose, I'm meant to be this graceful, carrying myself, you know, being kind and compassionate to nature and to people, and you're very good at that. But sometimes the hardest part is to be that for yourself. To be that for yourself can be the hardest part. So be gentle with yourself, be compassionate with yourself, give your inner child some love and attention too. So let's see. And Archangel Michael is making me laugh because he just showed me someone putting on their sunglasses. Sorry, I just got a card from there as well. He showed me someone putting on their sunglasses and he's saying, don't be afraid to shine bright. Because those around you, if they can't handle your brightness, they'll just put their shades on. Don't be afraid to shine brightly. If people can't handle your light, that's their problem. That's their issue. But if you don't dim yourself, don't turn down your light for anyone. If you want to walk around the supermarket singing and dancing, you know, enjoying life, then do it. If people look at you weirdly, that's on them. But I guarantee you'll probably find some people join in with you. They'll probably love to see you singing and dancing. So I just feel this Archangel Michael is saying, don't be worried about shining brightly. Because most people will be able to look at you and feel your shine and bask in the glow of your shine and think, wow, I really want to be as happy and full of light and love as they are. And the ones that don't get it, they'll put their shades on because they're just not ready to face it yet. Simple as that. I love Archangel Michael's images. The sacred union, the beloved within, inner and outer relationships. So the reading I've just done was all about balance and harmony within your body, finding that perfect balance within your yin yang energy. And I've been saying that to so many feminines lately, that the whole point in our twin flame journey is just finding that harmonious balance within. And for many of you that, and I was talking about the aeroplane thing, which you'll see in my message if you haven't watched it yet. I don't know which one will come out first, probably this one because it's quicker to upload. But for the divine feminines, I just feel hang on in there. You're entitled to your joy, you're entitled to your peace, you're entitled to a beautiful life. You've worked hard for this. You've done all the work, you've done all the healing, you've been through the darkness. And I just feel Archangel Michael is saying, just don't give up now. You know, that Nine of Wands energy. In fact, I'm going to pull a few tarot and see what Archangel Michael wants to close out with. Archangel Michael, can you please give me a message here of guidance for the divine feminines, of what you want them to know to close out this message? The Seven of Cups. So let go of confusion, you know, and I'm just also hearing, don't overcomplicate life. You know, it's like, don't overcomplicate things. All you have to do is do what makes you happy. Look for the positives in even the smallest situation. And also, and just Kieran, don't get too confused with don't get too confused with the time of that things should happen, because you know, divine timing. I can't believe the Nine of Wands came out. I'm just thinking of the Nine of Wands and the Judgment card here and the Four of Wands. Now, this Judgment card in this deck always, if you look at this lady here, she's almost got her hands up, and she's got her hands up, which I would say is like almost like a receiving energy. And the Four of Wands came out. And so I just feel the Seven of Cups and the Nine of Wands, this is Archangel Michael saying, don't give up, don't overcomplicate things, don't get too hung up on timing, or don't think, oh, I'm confused because why this not happened yet or something. Because I just feel Archangel Michael saying it's not a time to give up, it's not a time to throw in the towel, because you've already come so far. And I feel like your goal is just within reach. And the Judgment card and the Four of Wands come out. So I feel like the Judgment card is movement as well. It's sudden movement, it's sudden change. But also I almost feel like this is someone who's receiving something here. And if you look how free this image looks here, it's like something that's going to unlock this freedom for you and this joy. You know, you got the card of you're entitled to your joy and peace and freedom and stuff like that. So I feel that this is going to be a joyous time for many of you. You just have to release that expectation, release the disappointment and things not happening the way you thought they would. Because you just have to trust that things will happen when they're supposed to. And if you're trusting your higher self to be your guide, like a prime example today, no, it wasn't even today, it was yesterday. I was sitting here at my desk, and you can't see, but it's my desk has not much on it now, apart from the few decks of cards here and a few candles here at the back. But yesterday, the whole half of the table here behind where I'm doing the reading, the other half of my table here was covered in candles. Like I honestly, it was like a church. I had like 20 candles. And lots of stuff in between, lots of crystals, and there was crystals all here and lots of candles. And I was sitting here yesterday and I just suddenly thought, I'm going to move some of these candles and I'm going to pack away these crystals, because my friend Elsie gave me a container that her husband used to collect rocks in, and she went, I know you collect crystals, so she gave it to me. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to still keep some crystals out, my Lemurian quartz and stuff. I thought I'm going to keep some crystals out, but I'm going to pack away, because I literally had crystals everywhere and candles everywhere, and it really crowded this table. And yesterday, out of the blue, I just said, just out of nowhere, I thought, I'm going to pack up these crystals and I'm going to move these candles. And today it just feels so much, the energy is completely different, but that's because suddenly my higher self told me to rearrange my table, and it has made a difference to the energy coming through. So, you know, it's so important. Your higher self is always trying to guide you, even in the smallest of ways. So that's what I have for you, and thank you to Archangel Michael for assisting me with this message. And if it resonates, then enjoy. And as I say, the twin flame love message is either already uploaded or uploading just after this one, so hopefully you enjoy that also. And I'll talk to you all soon. Namaste.